Hello everybody, Lotu for Life here, bringing guys a brand new video. This video is kind of sort of part 2 of the VJUMP. Yeah, actually it is part 2 of the VJUMP covering and everything. This time around we are talking about all the new cards that were announced. Whereas last time I was talking about all the new game mechanics, new rules and stuff. And this should be interesting. There's a lot of new cards and a lot of new interesting things. And honestly, as I said in my previous video, I am cautiously optimistic about Link monsters and everything, but let's try to be, what's the word I'm thinking of? Crap. God dang it, I can't think of it. But anyways, let's go on. So, first and foremost, we have Decode Talker. I covered him in the last video since I had to explain what Link summoning was. But anyways, I'll cover him again here for people who may not know. So, Decode Talker, he's a Dark Cybers type Link effect monster. So, he is a Link monster, obviously, because of the hexagonal blue card frame. And also, he's a Cybers type monster. Cybers looks to be a new typing for the game, which is incredibly interesting. The last time we got a new typing was Worms, and they were introduced with Arc V. And honestly, I gotta say, if every Cybers looks as cool as Decode Talker, I would be really happy. And is it just weird, does Decode Talker look like a really weird cross between Sparkman, Buster Blader, and Dark Magician, and like a little bit of Relinquish thrown in there. Like seriously, he looks like so many classic monsters all just combined together. But anyway, so he has 2300 attack, link 3, and he links up, left, bottom right, bottom left, bottom right. Materials 2 or more effect monsters. This card gains 500 attack for each monster linked to it. So at max, he can hit like 3,800, unless like we get cards that can link more monsters to more monsters in the future. When an opponent's card effect that targets a card you control is activated, you contribute one of your monsters linked to this card. Negate that activation, and if you do, destroy it. I really like this effect. A part of me kind of wants it to where you contribute one of your opponent's monsters linked to him, but let's face it, that'd be a bit stupid. So yeah, attributing off your own linked stuff to stop your opponent from doing stuff. Pretty interesting. I like him. Next up, we have Link Slayer. If only. So, he's a level 5 Cybers type Earth effect monster. By the way, I forgot to mention this is stuff in a new starter deck. So, we don't know his attack or defense, and he's a level 5. He's basically a Cyber Dragon. If you control no monsters, you can spell summon this card from your hand. Once per turn, you can discard up to 2 cards and target that many spell trap cards on the field to destroy them. This can actually be pretty good in certain decks. Being able to discard like some Heraldic Beasts, pop some stuff, and then like, oh hey, trigger their effects, or being able to like activate Advanced Heraldry Art, bring them back. Going for an Exceed summon after you do your Link summon. So that's very interesting. I do like this guy. He's interesting, to say the least, and I'm going to repeat that a lot. I would like to know his attack and defense, though. I don't know why they covered that up, of all things. Normally they let us know what the attack and defense is, and don't let us know the effect, or normally they don't let us know anything about it. If I had to take a guess, though, he's either going to have Cyber Dragon stats, or he's not going to have any stats whatsoever. Pretty cool looking artwork, though. And he is a Cybers type, by the way. So yeah, so far every Cybers is interesting. And then we got this thing. It looks like a normal monster, but it's not. There's another Cybers. And hey, look at that. It's another interesting looking Cybers. Please, Konami, make every Cybers monster look cool. It would be really awesome. And like seriously, I love the hexagonal like type card not card frames. Hexagonal designs back there. It makes it look like he's coming out of like the hexagonal card frames of a Link monster. So, attack and defense, unknown, because for some reason Konami's not letting us know attack and defense for whatever reason. When this card is normal summon, you can special summon one level 2 or lower normal monster from your hand or deck in defense position. I really like that, and it can lead to some synchro plays, because I think there are some level 2 or lower normal synchros. What was its name? There was like that one creepy looking slime monster with like 2,000 defense. And then there's also the level 1 Flamvell Dragon thing, Flamvell Guard I think is what it's called. So this can lead to some really interesting synchro plays, and obviously Link plays, because that's what this thing is entirely made to do, is, go into Link monsters. Yeah. Sorry, I had the hiccups. Link Spider. Another Cybers type, and yep, kind of cool looking, and kind of meh, but I like it. I like the design. He is a... He might as well be a level 1. I was about to say level 1. He's attack 1000, link 1. Link's down, so he only has 1 link. So yeah, and that's down. And he needs one normal monster. Once per turn, you can special summon one level blank or lower normal monster to one of discards that link zones, which is interesting. So, is it, like, where is it from? Your hand, deck, grave? I'm going to refresh to see if they haven't updated it yet. Because it's there, but you can't read it. Okay. We will not know. Whoops. Okay, and then they got like some sort of like diagram here showing off how you can summon it and stuff. And then we got this new little dude who looks adorable. The honeybee things. Okay. And we're about to get to them. Okay, so Ram Clouder. Another Cybers. And I love how it's literally just ram and it's a ram. Puns! And they're not bad puns either. Yay! It's level 4 light Cybers type effect monster. Attack 1800, defense 1000. You can only use discards names effect once per turn. You contribute one monster, then target a Cybers type monster in graveyard, special summon it. And that can even bring back Decode Talker, because he is a Cybers. I like that. This could get a bit derpy, though, to be completely honest. Just tributing off a monster and bringing back any Cybers type monster. It doesn't even have to be a Link monster. It doesn't have to be like an actual like main deck monster. It can be any Cybers monster. And that can get derpy later on. I see this as being one of those few starter deck cards that can be like really good even like a year after it comes out, possibly. An interesting thing to note is that Konami is changing it to where instead of a hard once per turn, where it'd say, like for instance with Elemental Hero Shadow Mist, you can only use Elemental Hero Shadow Mist effect once per turn. They now say you can only use discards names effect once per turn, which is actually pretty good because it's a lot shorter and saves on card text. And ink. Next up is Honeybutt, which I swear I've heard that name before somewhere. It's a bee. I feel like this should be an insect, but it's not. It's a Cybers, and I like that. My only issue with it is that it's a bee. I hate bees. I got stung by them like a million times as a kid, and it's a tragic story. But anyways, Honeybot, light Cybers type effect monster, 1900 attack, and link 2. Links left and right. Now then, I was, whenever I was first, like, I just noticed the freaking, anyways, so it links left and right, which means that this is a link monster you want to summon in your standard monster zones. And it's got 1900 attack too, which isn't terrible right now for like link monsters that we can know of. Monsters that are linked to this card cannot be targeted by effects or destroyed by battle. That can get kind of derpy too. Like imagine having it linked to Decode Talker and having a 3800 well, you want to have 3800. He wouldn't have any attack boost, but still being able to. Yeah, okay, maybe Decode Talker is not the best thing to link to, but still, imagine having Beals or something linked to it, so that hey, now your opponent can target Beals by card for card effects. Granted, though, Honeybot's attack points are kind of miss, so she's gonna be targeted for an attack a lot. Next up is Bitron. I love how I hope all the Cybers have some sort of reference to like computer stuff and virtual reality and stuff because it's really interesting. He's a Cybers type normal monster, 200 attack, 2000 defense, so he's more of a defender than an offense. Normal monsters, well now they are normal monsters after their type ferocity cards. I don't get why they're doing that, but okay. So I really wish they would have translated his favorite text because I want to know why this thing's adorable. Anyway, so moving on, we have our first our first leaks for Code of the Duelist, the first set of the Frames era, which is very interesting. So, of course, there has to be a Gaia monster. There has to be a Gaia monster for every single, summoning mechanic. And, hey, he has no effect either, which is interesting. But he links to the left, right, and down, which is really cool. So, he's an Earth Machine type, which is weird. He's 2600, link 3, left, right, down, 2 or more monsters. So, he's super, super generic, which is really cool. So he's 2600, super generic, links left and right, all that stuff, and down. So he can be either a mid to late game link monster, or he can be an early game one, because he does start the link to the bottom, which is pretty cool. And also I just love this design. I feel like he should be a Cybers, not a machine, but hey, whatever. Then we got this thing, which feels like it's judging me. And again, that pretty much goes for all cats. Mrs. Radiant. Earth Beast type link effect monster, 1400 attack, link to bottom left and bottom right. So kind of on the links. I like it though. Just being able to go into 2 extra deck monsters. Needs 2 Earth monsters to go into, so this is going to be pretty decent for like Earth decks. And I should probably cover the effect first. All Earth monsters on the field gain 500 attack and defense. All Wind monsters on the field lose 400 attack and defense, which can be a bit mean. And then if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target an Earth monster in graveyard, add it to your hand. So it pays for itself, which I like it, okay? And this thing comes out, it's 1400, he's an Earth, so he's instantly 1900. Or sorry, she, since it's misses. Very interesting. I kind of want to try this on like Subterrors or something, even though Subterrors don't really use their extra deck, but the extra attack points would be really nice. And then same goes for like other Earth-based decks. Like, this is going to be interesting for like freaking super heavy samurais and stuff. Granted though, yeah, okay, cool, it does boost up defense, so that'd be pretty nice too. And then we got a rescue ferret, because of course we gotta have a rescue monster. It's adorable. I love ferrets, okay? Like, ferrets are like one of my favorite like animals. I won't call them monsters. And this thing's adorable. I love it. He's level 4, 300 attack, 100 defense. Earth Beast type effect monster. You can only use this card's name's effects once per turn. You can shuffle this card you control into the deck. Special summon as any number of monsters from your deck whose total levels equals 6 to linked zones on your field, except Rescue Ferret. But their effects are negated. Also, they are destroyed during the end phase. So, you gotta already have your link set. I was kind of hoping, I actually haven't read this thing, but I was kind of hoping that, oh hey, maybe it'd be an easy way to set up your link stuff. Nope. Anyway, so he kind of sort of just allows you to go into your extra deck after you've already gotten your link stuff set up. I like this guy quite a bit. I like how he shuffles himself back into the deck. We haven't seen a rescue monster do that. We've seen one go to grave. We've seen one that banishes. Now he goes back to deck, which means he's reusable, which can be scary. So this guy might get hit, especially if there's like a lot of easy ways to summon him. I think Invoker can summon him. I gotta reread Invoker, but I don't know. Very interesting card. I like him quite a bit. His effect is going to be super useful. Next up is Cyber's Wizard. So another Cyber's, and it looks cool. Yay. Not really sure what's, yeah, so he's like in the digital space. Kind of wish he was like a magician, you know, like, so he's Cyber's magician, so like magicians could use him, but whatever. He's a level 4 light Cyber's type effect monster, 1800 attack, 800 defense, really good stats all around. Once per turn, you can target one attack position monster your opponent controls, change it to defense position. Also, this card cannot attack monsters except that monster. If a Cyber's type monster you control attacks the defense position monster, inflict piercing damage to your opponent. Really interesting. I really honestly cannot wait to get my hands on a Cyber's cards, because Deco Talker is really, really cool, and I like him a lot. So this thing with Deco Talker, who's like, on average, will probably be like 3,800, equals lots of trample damage. I like it. Then we got some other new cards. We got, so what's in here? A new Trap Hole card and a new field spell. Break off Trap Hole, normal trap card. When a link monster is linked, summon, destroy all unlinked link monsters on the field. So, whenever a link monster is summoned, well, link summoned, you activate this card, and it destroys all unlinked link monsters on the field. So, in other words, the link monsters who don't have anything linked to them, which is pretty interesting. I like that. Now, here's something that I've been wondering about, and I don't know if they haven't explained it yet, but what if a link monster is linked to a link monster, and that link monster is linked to another link monster? Are they all linked together? Like, does it form a chain or something? I don't get it. Anyways, and apparently the field spell is not translated, which is a bit annoying because I want to know what that is. It looks cool, though. It kind of looks like it has 2 dragons battling or something. I can't tell. Anyway, so, here's something for the GX fans. Jane the Twilightsworn General. Yep, more Lightsworn stuff, and not just any Lightsworn stuff. Evil Lightsworns. This is cool. That or corrupted Lightsworns, I guess would be the correct phrase. But still really, really cool, and I should probably close this. So, Jane got a retrain. Level 4, Dark Warrior type effect monster, 1800 attack, 1200 defense. Actually, now that I think about it, Lightsworns are going to be, like, really good after, like, all these world changes and stuff. Because they don't have to rely on the extra deck. I mean, yeah, they have 2 extra deck monsters, but they don't have to rely on them. So, once per turn, you can banish 1 Lightsworn monster from your hand or graveyard and target 1 face-up monster on the field. It loses attack and defense equal to the banished monster's level times 300 until the end of the turn. Once per turn, if another of your Lightsworn monsters' effect activates, send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard. That is interesting, and I really do like that. So it can either trigger off of like another Jane, which will then trigger that Jane, so that'll be interesting. Or it can trigger off of your Lightsworn's effects activating at the end of the turn. I don't know how well these new Twilightsworns are going to like work together with the old Lightsworns, but it will be pretty interesting. And what's Lightsworns without Judgment Dragon, who is now called Punishment Dragon? This thing is so cool. So it's literally just evil JD, and I like it. It's so cool. Still can't be searched off a melody, which is annoying. Oh, they do have the field spell translated. Cool. So attack 3000, defense 2600, level 8 Dark Dragon type special summon effect monster. Cannot be normal summon, must be special summoned from your hand while you have 4 more different banished Lightsworn monsters and cannot be special summoned by other ways. Once per turn during your opponent's turn, you can pay 1000 life points, return all face-up banished cards and all cards in the graveyard to their owner's decks except Lightsworn monsters. Once per turn, if your Lightsworn monster's effect is activated, send the top 4 cards from your deck to the graveyard. So this is really, really interesting. These new Lightsworns, the Twilightsworns, are really, really, really based off of banishing and, well, still sending the Lightsworns to the graveyard from the deck, but then banishing them from your graveyard, which is going to be interesting as we see more of them. But just off of this right now, I really like what we see so far. The artwork for Punishment Dragon is beautiful. I love it. And, yeah, I can't wait to see what more we get. Then we got Castle Link. Okay, so once per turn during your main phase, you can target 1 link monster you control, move it to a main monster zone on your side of the field that it is linked to. Okay, that is interesting. Once per turn during your main phase, switch the placements of 2 link monsters in your main zones or 2 link monsters in your opponent's main zones. So you can really screw over what your opponent's doing with their like link monsters and stuff, or you can just, you know, set up your plays for your link monsters. I feel like this is going to be a staple in almost every deck from here on out due to the freaking links and how you have to do that in order to be able to summon other extra monsters. Now then, I don't get why we're even bothering with new DDD support, considering that, oh hey, basically every deck I've released before this is dead. Anyway, so more DDD stuff, and this is the DDD stuff that Reiji used in his fight against Zark. So this means we have hope for getting these Supreme Dragon Servants. I've been worried about if we're not going to get those, and by that I mean like the servant versions for Odd Eyes, Dark Rebellion, Clearwing, and Star Venom that Zark used in his duel. I really do hope we get them, because if we're getting the DDs and we're getting all these other new stuff and everything, I really hope we do get them. But anyways, so DD's Feist Typhon, level 7 Dark Fiend type effect monster, 2300 attack, 2800 defense. You can only use each of this card's name's effects once per turn. When this card is normal summoned, okay, you contribute 1 DD monster, special summon 1 level blank DD from your deck. Interesting. I don't know how many people are actually going to bother normal summoning this, but interesting. During the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard and was sent there this turn, you can banish fusion materials listed on a level blank or higher DDD fusion monster from your graveyard, including this card, and if you do, fusion summon that fusion monster from your extra deck. I'm sure it's going to be like level 5 or higher or something. Something to cover all of them. Next up, we have DDD Gust Emperor Executive Alexander. I absolutely love it that we're getting this, like, honestly. It's kind of weird we weren't, but then we got Genghis, I'm like, yay. So, level 10 Wind Fiend type Synchro effect monster, 3000 attack, 2500 defense. Synchro, hey, we finally got a DDD with freaking Blue Eye stats. Holy crap, I just realized that. Because Reiji has been holding out on us and not doing that and following, you know, standard rival attack and defense values. Anyway, so he needs a tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner monsters going to, so super easy to summon. You can only use this card name's second effect once per turn. If there are 3 or more DDD monsters on the field, this card gains 3000 attack. If a DD monster other than this card is normal or special summoned while this card is face up, you can target 1 DD monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Really good card. I like this. I love it. It's only going to be awesome. Totally awesome. I'm sorry. Next up, we have the DDD Wave Emperor Executive Caesar. Rank 6 Water Fiend type XYZ effect monster, 2000 attack, 1800 defense. Very good thing that he's a rank 6 because honestly, for the main meta DDD builds, they mostly go into rank 6s, not rank 4s, and also rank 8s as well. So yeah, mostly rank 6s and 8s. So yeah, hey, look at that. You can actually make him instead of, you know, the regular Caesar. And this guy's really, really good. So he needs 2 level 6 fiend types to go into. When a monster effect or spell trap card that would special summon a monster is activated, you can detach 1 XYZ material from this card, negate that activation if you do destroy it. Then you can have 1 other DD you control gain blank attack until the end of the turn. I'm guessing it's going to be like 1,000 or something. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add a Dark Contract card from your deck to your hand. Very, very good. And then we just got some anime info. The VR world is called Data Wind, and those are now in VR. So stuff we already knew, except for the whole Data Wind thing. So guys, what do you guys think of these new stuff? This new stuff? I really like the new stuff. It's really interesting. I can't wait till YgoPro updates and I can play with all this new stuff. Granted, it's going to be a pain in the butt because they're going to be going by, well, they'll probably add like a way to go by old rules and new rules and stuff. But I hope they do, because I still want to be able to play test for my current format. But anyways, these new rule changes and everything is interesting, which I covered in the other video. But with the new cards that are coming out, it's going to be really interesting to see where the game goes, because I do like a lot of these new stuff. I like the cool new Link monsters. I like the new Lightsworns, the Twilightsworns as they're called. That's really cool. And I can't wait to see what more we get to see out of crap, what is it called? Code of the Duelist? Especially what TCG archetypes are going to get. That's going to be interesting. Hopefully it'll be something that involves links too. Anyways, guys, thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. See you all later. And what's your thoughts on these new cards? And peace out and goodbye.